You guys know me. I'm I'm a guy who likes to I like to keep up with stuff. I like to keep up with stuff around basically all sports. But when it comes to Houston, it's just what it comes down to is the fact that I am a Houston fan and that I I do really, really, really love uh, Houston sports teams, and I love Houston sport. I just love sports in general. But the manner in which the last year or so has treated, well, Houston sports basically has been pretty terrible. James Harden got traded to the Nets last week, which that's kind of already old news now. I created a video about an hour before he was traded, basically almost telling him goodbye because I knew that those were the last days we had with him. Because I mean, I understand the Rockets wanted to keep him, but it was kind of time for him to go. So he was gone basically right after I uploaded that video. Um, I don't know, but today I'm going to be talking about the Texans, which I don't like to talk about. I don't like to talk about the Texans anymore because why should I? They're an embarrassment of a football team. They shouldn't be a football team, honestly. They shouldn't be Houston's football team. We should be the Oilers still. And I don't know why we're the Texans. We should be the Oilers. But here we are with the Chiefs, Bills, Buccaneers, and Packers making it to the Final Four in the 2021 season playoffs. But there's been a lot of Deshaun Watson drama as of late. And it's sad because we've always thought of Deshaun as a guy who would die for the city. He would go, you know, above and beyond to make sure that this team got what they were looking for, which is a championship. But I can't blame him for acting the way he's acting right now. And the way he's acting is he's not happy with the Texans at all. He's not. And like I said, I don't blame him. The Texans have been nothing but a disappointment to Deshaun Watson. And the fact that they don't include him as they should, they don't include him as much as they should, just shows how unloyal and how dysfunctional the Texans really are. Everyone is standing behind Deshaun Watson, and so am I. There should be absolutely no reason why there should be no reason why he's not involved in any hirings, any, trades, any signings. He should be involved in everything. He is the team captain right now. We are heading into an off season, which will basically change Houston sports culture forever. The Rockets, I mean, they're gonna probably have a big culture change coming into the next season. And then you look at the Texans, who could quite possibly trade J.J. Watt and now even Deshaun Watson, which I never imagined would actually be happening. If anything, I would have thought that Deshaun Watson would have left us, become a free agent, and signed somewhere else to a team that actually was good or that needed a quarterback like Deshaun Watson. But what we're talking about today is if the Texans can really hold on to Deshaun, because it's so. I feel like we're starting to go toward the Harden. We're going down the Harden path here. The Harden path started with James Harden requesting a trade, and then a few months later getting traded to the team of his liking, basically. Now, we're not going down that exact road because Deshaun hasn't requested a trade yet, and he doesn't have teams in mind. But he's getting close to that trade request, and he'll probably have a team in mind because usually players do have teams in mind that they would like to go play for. In all honesty, I wouldn't want to play for the Texans right now. They're my home team, and I would not want to play for them right now because they are so just. The front office is full of losers who don't know anything about football. Let's be real here. Cal McNair knows absolutely nothing about football. He knows that his dad was big on football, but he never followed, ever. He probably has no idea how to pass a football right now. And the fact that he and the rest of the front office, if you even want to call them a front office, because let's be real here, they're not a front office. They're just a bunch of guys sitting in this big room having these meetings about who they're going to trade for. They're not a front office. They don't know what they're doing. We're talking about guys who kept Bill O'Brien long after the the DeAndre Hopkins trade. And the fact that we've kept Jack Easterby as long as we have is mind-boggling. Where would we be right now if we still had DeAndre Hopkins? Deshaun would be a lot more happy. We would probably have been better than we were. I don't think we would have made the playoffs, but we would have been better. And we would have probably not contracted. We would have probably attracted a lot more assets with those guys. Because right now, no one around the league seems to like the Texans very much. I don't like the Texans right now. I don't think they have a bright future at all. They don't have a bright future at all because they don't know how to hold on to guys. They don't know how to be loyal. They don't know how to hire coaches. They're just not smart. This is not how you run a football team. This is not how you run a professional football team. I mean, I'm looking in the chat right now. Yeah, you brought up the defense. Yeah, our defense is garbage. But we knew that all along. The Texans' defense has been garbage ever since our offense became good. Before that, our defense was actually decent, and our offense was bad. But now, the Texans are probably having their best offensive years yet, and their defense is stinking it up every single game. I wouldn't want to play for a team like that, even if I was an offensive player. Oh, I play for a good offense, but my team's defense is atrocious. How would that work? How would that possibly work? I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can possibly want to play for a team that keeps one of the dumbest executives in football for this long on account of belief, or I don't know. I don't really know why Cal McNair has Easterby this long. I've heard that it's like they share the same concepts, or I don't really know. I don't know if it's like just they're friends, or something beyond that. I don't know. But that's so Cal McNair though. I'm gonna keep a guy because he's nice to me. That's not professional. That's just pity. Cal McNair is just pitiful because he pities all of these guys that should not ever, 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 ever should not have ever been professional. Ever. And should never have had the satisfaction of having pity brought on them. Like Jack Easterby, like Bill O'Brien, like I don't know, anyone. I just don't understand this team. I've said this many times. This team is so stupid. But the fact that we're so dysfunctional that now our best player, you can't include your best player in something. Really? This guy carries your football team. He's the reason you even won games this season. And you're gonna go and you're gonna hire another Patriots letdown for your front office without telling Deshaun. That's typical Texans. Typical Texans. I wasn't surprised when they hired Nick Caserio. I don't think it's a bad hire, but this team loves to copy the Patriots. That's what they love to do. They love to copy the Patriots because they think, oh, well, the Patriots won 6 Super Bowls. So, if we hire all these guys, we'll probably win 6 Super Bowls. You're forgetting one thing. The Patriots had 10 times the talent you do on your team, on your defense, and the Patriots had a coach that was 100,000 times better than the coach you have. There's no reason. There's no way that would work out. And now we're going and we're saying, oh, okay, we'll interview Benemy just for Deshaun's satisfaction. Really? That's the only reason you're gonna interview him is for Deshaun? Now I understand. Yes, you want to make your guy happy. You just realized, oh, we're making a mistake. He's gonna leave if we keep this up. We got to make him happy now. Happy, happy, happy. But you should be interviewing these guys, these great coaching candidates, not just for the players, but for your team's future. You look at look at the elite offense that Eric Bieniemy has directed. He's the OC he's the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. I mean, come on. How can you pass up an opportunity like that? You look at the team. You were up 24-0 after the first quarter to the Chiefs in the divisional last year. 24-0. And Eric Bieniemy and the Chiefs offense said, "No way." And they came at you with everything they had, and you got blown out. And yet you're not going to interview that guy. You're going to interview all these other candidates but that guy. But the 2 guys that Deshaun Watson wanted y'all to hire, or at least wanted y'all to interview, you're going to ignore them at first. But then when Deshaun says, I'm going to request a trade, then you go and do that. That's how pitiful the Texans front office is. So no, I'm not going to sit here and say that I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans traded Watson. I would be surprised because, the Texans obviously they want to keep Watson long term. And what I don't understand here is that you don't sign your team player, you don't sign your team captain to a max contract, to a long-term contract for the years to come, and then ignore all of his requests, all of his needs, all of his basically like his qualifications. everything he wanted on his contract. I will only sign this contract if I'm involved. If we can get a Super Bowl out of this, you're just going to ignore every single one of those little requests. And that's why the Texans will probably lose Watson in the next few years. Do I think Watson will go on and have a temper tantrum and not play? No, because I don't think Deshaun Watson's that type of guy. I don't think he's going to pull a James Harden. I don't think he's going to go out partying at, clubs with no masks on or whatever, like James Harden did. I don't think he's that type of player. I do think he's loyal. I just think he's very, very, very angry with his team right now. But I wouldn't be mad I wouldn't be mad at him if he requested a trade. I would be right beside him. The Texans are an absolute embarrassment to football. Their front office is full of morons, and it's just they don't think. They don't think about the consequences of their actions at all. They just say the first thing that comes to their mind, okay, we're going to do this. No questions asked. We're doing that. They don't think it over. They just do whatever comes to their mind. It's baffling. I mean, in other news, I guess besides the Texans, the Rockets are playing tonight against the Bulls. Victor Oladipo is expected to make his Rockets debut tonight, which is going to be very interesting to see because I think that he's a good talent for this team, especially after we got rid of James Harden. And I mean, I've been listening to a lot of opinions on that Harden trade and what everyone's thinking. I don't know. They all seem to think that the Rockets did basically win that trade, but they also think that the Rockets could have gotten more. Like they think that, yeah, it's satisfactory what the Rockets got, but they could have gotten more than they bargained for. Like Ben Simmons, that would have been a good pickup, although he might not have fit with the Rockets culture, but that would have been a good guy to have as captain. And I mean, he's not a shooter, but he can basically do everything else. And I heard someone bring that up. That's basically what they're saying. He can basically do everything, but he struggles with shooting most of the time. And honestly, I would have liked that because it already seems like the Rockets culture is changing. We're not really going around this small ball 3 shooting team anymore because we're not really a good 3 shooting team. We never really have been. And we're kind of transforming into a big man team, a team led by big men like Christian Wood, DeMarcus Cousins, and then you got halfway decent guards, Victor Oladipo, John Wall. And when I hear people tell me that the Rockets probably don't have a very good future this season, I don't object that, but I also don't agree with it because this team, the Rockets, have a lot of potential here. I heard a very good point last night. I was talking it over the trade and Oladipo with some friends and family over a call, and they were basically saying that the Rockets kind of got Oladipo to let him go this offseason. So he'll stay with us the remainder of this season, but then he'll probably leave in the offseason. And the Rockets can clear up cap space and they can go get some big players. Because, man, in 2022, if you look right now, if you type in Google 2022 NBA free agents, you're going to see probably some heavenly names up there, free agent wise. Some really, really, really big names. So the Rockets will hopefully go ahead and ignore a rebuild and go for those guys because they just got a massive load of draft picks, and they can use those draft picks and they can go get big names, which will make them a huge, huge contender. So if anything, James Harden, I wouldn't say he has helped us yet, but he's helping us if the Rockets do basically do what I just said. I don't know. But I just wanted to talk about the Rockets for a minute because, they're predicted to be bad, but I don't see that as really true. So there's that. Anyways, back to what we're talking about, the Texans. Some Texans fans today were supposed to apparently storm Reliant Stadium to protest in support of Deshaun Watson, and they actually were going to do it. I thought they were bluffing. I thought they were like, we'll just say that, and then the Texans will suck up to Deshaun Watson, so we don't do that. But no, they're not bluffing. They're actually going to do it. But Deshaun Watson took to social media to tell them to go home. He did not want that to happen, even though he's livid with his team right now. So hopefully, I guess maybe that's a good sign because he doesn't want us to be super mad at them, but he also does. So I'm kind of confused. Deshaun is a great talent. Always has been, probably always will be. Of course, he has those perks, which are, eye rollers. But you look at him, and you say, "There's a quarterback. There's a team leader right there. He can get you wins, but he also needs assets, and that's something that the Texans really need to work on here. They need to get assets for Deshaun Watson. And they need a good coach. That's basically, that's the most important thing right now, is to get a good coach. Get Ben-Ami. Get Ben-Ami. That is my message to the Houston Texans right now. Get Ben-Ami. There should be no reason why you don't go out there and get at least a decent coaching candidate. Get Ben-Ami. Get Ben-Ami right now. They're interviewing him today. Please let it go well. I want Ben-Ami to be our next coach. He's a great offensive coordinator, and I think he would make a great replacement for Romeo Crennel, who wasn't even really our coach, honestly. Wasn't much of a coach. He didn't do anything. So I'm hoping the Texans will finally come to their senses and do something good for Deshaun Watson and for themselves. I'm hoping that they'll hire a good coaching candidate. And I'm hoping the next season will be a lot brighter than this season was. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up for this stream, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I didn't want to do it too long today. I was just going to kind of tune in, tell you all my thoughts. I will keep you all up to date with the news around like NBA and baseball. I'm hoping the Astros can make some big bang moves in the next few days, and maybe even the Rockets too. Maybe they can go get. I'd like it if they could go get I'd like it if the Rockets could go get Kevin Porter Jr. from the Cavaliers because apparently the Cavs don't want him. And that's not a good sign, but it would be cool to see that. So, that would be fun, and that's another young player we can add. That's some more young talent that we can add to our team. I guess I'll give y'all 2 minutes if y'all want to type any questions y'all have in the chat. I can answer them right now. I'm just kind of gonna sit here for a few minutes. I guess we'll do a bit of Q&A here. I've never really done Q&A on this channel, but if y'all really do want to, I don't think the future is bright for Houston. Isn't very bright. I don't think we have any championships coming our way anytime soon, but I would say we have some assets coming our way. I at least I hope so. I think the Texans Texans, Rockets, or Astros can go get big names that will at least make them contenders, so that hopefully along the lines, next 10 or 15 years or so, we can get another ring for Houston. Okay, so do you think the Pelicans will have a good year? What's their record right now? Their record right now doesn't really judge it, but I don't think so. No, they're 5-7. I mean, it's the first 10+ games, but I don't honestly think so. I think the Pelicans can have a good season maybe next year. Zion Williamson is a young talent. Brandon Ingram is a young talent. They have a lot of young talent on their team, but this offseason, they're probably going to be losing Lonzo Ball because I don't know if they're huge Lonzo fans. But yes, I could see New Orleans being a contender maybe next season or even the next season after that. Do you think that Drew Brees will retire? Yes, I do. Last night when the Buccaneers beat the Saints, Drew Brees basically left the field pretty quickly, honestly. I thought he would stick around for a little while, but I mean, you could judge by that little look he gave the stadium when he was leaving. When he was heading down the, what do you call it? The hallway, basically to go to the locker rooms. Right as he was entering that, he looks back. He looks back at the Superdome, and then he's gone. So yes, I do think that was Drew Brees' last game, and I mean, I don't blame him. He's what, 42 now? Just turned 42. I mean, I understand you want to be up there with Tom Brady, who's like almost. He's gonna be pushing 45 in like a year or so, but that's not right to be playing that long. I mean, I understand this is his like 20th season. I don't know. I don't really like that these older quarterbacks, these legends, are playing as long as they are, and the fact that Tom Brady's probably gonna play next season too. I'm like, is he gonna play until he's 50? Because that's not very healthy. He's gonna get injured if he keeps playing. I don't know. The Saints. I wanted the Saints to win last night because the last few years they've been kind of. I feel like they've been cheated almost, and they haven't been cheated out of it, but they've been basically screwed out of it. The last few years, they've been screwed out of the Super Bowl and the championship. multiple times. There was that horrible, horrible, horrible pass interference call 2 years ago against the Rams, and then there was the Stephon Diggs, there was the Minneapolis Miracle, which actually I didn't mind that because that was probably made a historic moment. But I do feel for the Saints fans. I know they want Drew Brees. I know they wanted Drew Brees' legacy to end with another championship, but I mean, I guess not. But I'm expecting the Packers to beat the Buccaneers next week, and I gotta say, Kansas City and Buffalo. If Patrick Mahomes is hurt, I think I'm taking Buffalo. If Patrick Mahomes returns, then I'm taking Kansas City. So Kansas City, honestly, I'd take Kansas City overall in general. So my prediction is Chiefs and Packers in Super Bowl, and I'm taking the Packers in the Super Bowl. I don't think the Chiefs are going all the way. They've won way too many games in a row. I don't know. I think Packers are going to win it all this year, and I want that to happen because Aaron Rodgers is another kind of Tom Brady, Drew Brees type legend that's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Anyways, thanks guys for tuning in tonight or today. Hopefully I'll be able to keep this up, keep y'all updated for the next few days. I'm hoping that some big things will happen so I can, come right back here and come right back in this room and record some more vids. So I will see you guys later. Once again, thanks for tuning in. If you did like this stream, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 50 subscribers by the end of January. I want to get there. Sadly, we did not hit it by the end of 2021, but I think we have a bright hope that we can hit it by the end of January. So once again, if you did like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts. Do you think the Texans will hold on to Deshaun Watson? And, if you have any other questions you have for me, I can answer them in the comments. So, like, subscribe, and comment. I will see you later, Texans fans, Houston fans, sports fans. Go Texans! Bye, guys.